Okay, it's time. You're going to join me while I'm making dinner. When we started this radish project, I really didn't know what to do with radishes. But once I started learning about them, I found them in several magazines with recipes. I liked all of them, and several of you sent me recipes, and I'm going to try those with my next harvest. But the one that I want to make for you today was found in this food magazine here, and it's titled Fun Cooking, which I think really applies to Smart Lab. And this is a recipe that you can make with very little help from your parents. Now, it's naan with butter and radishes. Now, I'm going to use naan, but you know in Smart Lab, we could use whatever we happen to have. I have this nice cheese bread that I thought about using. But I'm going to go ahead and use naan, and I'm going to put it in the toaster because I prefer mine toasted. Now, this recipe, what you'll need is naan or bread, your radishes from your garden, some chives or green onions. Remember, we substitute what we have. I'm going to put some parsley for decoration, some salt, and some butter. Now the butter, you're going to need to leave to come to room temperature because you want the butter to be soft and easy to mix. Now, according to the recipe, I'm going to mash up about 2 tablespoons of butter. So I know in a stick there's 8, so I can estimate that it's going to be about this much. Now you see when I cut the butter, it's already soft. So I'm going to put it in my mixing bowl, and then I'm going to add some green onions or chives, whichever one I happen to have. Now, if you have used a knife before, go ahead and do it. If not, and your parents aren't certain about it, you can also chop up with scissors. In fact, sometimes scissors makes chopping it a little bit easier. So I'm going to chop up some chives or green onions. And I really like the flavor of them, so I'm going to add more. You can add as many as you think your family would enjoy. And I'm going to add just a few more. Then I'm going to add some salt. I have a coarse sea salt, but you know you could use whatever you wanted. A nice generous sprinkle of that. Then I'm going to take the spoon and I'm going to mash these together. I want to make sure that the green onions and the salt get blended into the butter because we're making a nice flavored butter that we're going to put on our naan when it comes out of the toaster. So now I've got that all mixed together. That smells good. Now to my radishes. The radishes are a root vegetable. We're going to be eating the root of the radish. But here's the thing. The leaves of the radish are edible as well. So when you take off the leaves, I'm going to set them aside. I'm going to put them in this bowl over here, and I'm going to include them in tomorrow's salad. Now, that reminds me, these chives, when we're done with the whole thing, we put them in a little jar of water, and they're growing again. We haven't bought green onions for a long, long time in our family. Now, I've already pre-washed everything, and now I'm going to slice my radishes super thin. We want them so that they are translucent. Remember, translucent means that you allow the light to come through. Now, if you're not quite so sure about your chopping skills, go ahead and let your parents do this part. But for most of our friends, you are going to be able to do this part of the recipe. So we're going to cut those slices super thin so that they are translucent. Look, when I hold this up, I can see through the edges. The thinner that you make your radish slices, the better they're going to be. Now I can smell my naan is getting nice and toasty. I'm going to keep chopping my radishes here. It's hard to see, but my cutting board is red. Now, when I get down to the radish, the cool thing, you can see the design inside, we don't eat this part. This part is really not edible. So I'm going to put that aside and compost it. Now, my naan is ready. I can smell it. Woo! Hot out of the toaster. Now, I take my butter that I've made with my sea salt and chives. It's nice and soft. I'm going to spread it on the naan. Oh, it's melting in. It looks great. Then, I'm going to layer my radishes. Now, when you're cooking for your family, appearance is important. So I'm not just going to toss them on there. I'm going to layer them in a nice design. take each one of these and I'm going to layer it on. Oh, this is going to be great. I can't wait to eat this for dinner. And I'm going to put these two here. Now, when I put it on the plate, I want to add one of the other things we're growing in our garden is parsley. So I'm going to put a little parsley on the top. I'm just going to pinch a few little pieces of parsley. I don't think I'll ever have a cooking show. So I'm going to put some parsley, and that's looking great, but that's not quite enough for a dinner or lunch. So I've rinsed off some nice berries. I'm going to add those to the plate as well. Now, there you have it. The perfect meal to use your new young radishes. Now on the cooking channel, they always taste it. So I think I'll go ahead and give it a taste. You're gonna love that. Now, but before you eat up your radishes, remember the Radish Roundup. They're giving away some blue ribbons for the best radish. So before you eat your radish, make sure that you take a picture of it, enter it in the Radish Roundup, and maybe you'll be a blue ribbon gardener and an outstanding chef. Have a great night.